Hi, it's Erik Paulsen. We just kicked off a brand new session of Congress. We had the swearing in a few days ago. It was a lot of fun because 3 of my daughters actually were able to make the trip out here. And as you can tell, there's a lot of snow, so it's a little bit like Minnesota. Also want to let all of you know that I want to hear from you. As we start a new session of Congress, I want to make sure we're productive, we're thoughtful, and we're bipartisan. I'm looking forward to working on a lot of issues that are important to us and you back in Minnesota. We're going to get into our questions, though, as a part of our video conversation, and the first one we're going to take for the year comes in from Bruce in Minnetonka. Bruce sent in an email. He says, "Dear Representative Paulsen, regarding the Save American Workers Act of 2015, I think full-time work is 40 hours a week or more. I also think the President should sign this important legislation into law. As a constituent of yours, I'd like to know your thoughts on this issue." Well, what Bruce is referring to is a provision in the President's new health care law that actually changes or redefines what the definition of full-time work is from 40 hours to 30 hours, with the idea being that health insurance coverage would have to be provided for a lot more employees that might only work part-time. But here's the problem. There's been a consequence with the new law where a lot of businesses, and small businesses in particular, have now scaled back their work hours for workers from 40 hours to 29 hours. That's a 25% pay cut for a lot of employees. That's wrong. It's not good for them. It's not good for our economy. We passed legislation this week with bipartisan support in the House, making sure that we're restoring the definition of full-time work to 40 hours. The next question we'll take comes in from Jeff in Coon Rapids, and he also sent in an email. It says, "Dear Congressman, I'm urging you to support policies that will help get Americans veterans back to work. We must create more jobs and hiring opportunities for those who have served our country bravely. Please support these policies that will benefit both veterans and the American economy." Well, Jeff, thanks for letting me know of your support for hiring more veterans. Helping our nation's veterans is certainly a priority of mine and will continue to be so. The good news is we also, as the first bill passed by the House this year on the day of the swearing-in opening ceremonies, we passed legislation called the Hire More Heroes Act. What it does is it makes sure that it establishes it as a priority for small businesses to hire more veterans, because right now, also under the President's new health care law, many of these veterans have health insurance through the VA, but they're counted in this employer mandate of having a requirement of 50 employees to be covered. We make sure that those veterans will not be counted in that mandate. It encourages small businesses to hire more veterans. It also helps small businesses get alleviated from a lot of these onerous regulations. And the good news is it passed with unanimous support. Hopefully it'll be on its way to the President's desk very soon. Thanks for joining the conversation this week. Send your thoughts, your ideas, your questions at paulsen.house.gov on the web, or of course you can reach me on Facebook or on Twitter. Have a great rest of the weekend and week.